the heart of Medina, under the watchful eyes of the heavens, a child was born. A child whose name would echo through time, whose sacrifice would shake the world. His name was Hussain. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, rushed to the house of his beloved daughter, Fatima. His heart, though joyous, bore a hidden sorrow. Asma, the family's caretaker, welcomed him with a smile, unaware of the emotions that stirred within him. Holding his grandson for the first time, the Prophet, peace be upon him, whispered the Adhan into Hussein's ears, ensuring the first words he ever heard were the call to prayer. But then, something unexpected happened. Tears began to flow from the Prophet's eyes. Asma asked, "O Messenger of God, why do you weep? This child has just been born." The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "My son will be slain by a most audacious lot." Asma asked again in despite, "Who will kill him?" The Prophet, peace be upon him, said with tear in eyes, "An unjust group shall slay him after me." Years later, as the Prophet, peace be upon him, traveled through the vast deserts of Iraq, he suddenly stopped. His companions watched in confusion as tears welled up in his eyes. One of the companions asked, "O Messenger of God, why have we stopped?" The Prophet, peace be upon him, replied, "Angel Jibril is here. He tells me of this place called Karbala. This is where my son Hussein will be slain mercilessly." Back in Medina, the Prophet, peace be upon him, stood before his people, his voice firm but full of grief. He pointed at young Hussein, nestled in Ali's arms. The Prophet, peace be upon him, addressed, "O Allah, bear witness, my nation will betray this son of mine. They will leave him abandoned and alone. You cry now, but when the time comes, will you stand by him?" Then the Prophet, peace be upon him, spoke of the day of judgment. He said 3 groups would approach him, each carrying a flag. The first, their banner dark and heavy, would lower their heads in shame, for they had abandoned his family. The second, their flag, even darker, had betrayed them outright. But the third carried a flag radiant with light. They were the ones who had stood with Hussein, who had honored the Prophet's legacy. To them, he would open his arms, welcoming them with joy. "Congratulations, you are my true followers." Hussein grew in the shadow of wisdom, raised by Ali, loved by his grandfather, and destined for a fate that would change history. His life was not just a story, it was a saga of hope, sacrifice, and eternal truth. The desert winds whispered of what was to come. The sands of Karbala awaited him, but Hussein would not turn away. He would stand unyielding for justice. And though the world would mourn his loss, his stand would never be forgotten. This was just the beginning of Hussein's journey, a journey that would lead to the greatest sacrifice. Join us in the next chapter as we uncover the trials that shaped his destiny. If this story moved you, like, share, and subscribe for more chapters of the Saga of Hope. Would you have stood with Hussein? Tell us in the comments below.